We are here.
Hello, welcome back.
Welcome. We are adjusting to this instrument.
Sure.
She needs more water. Even though she thought she didn't need it, but she knew inside that it was good to have some, but I was trying to believe not to. So a bit of conflict there.
Yeah.
Just for something very, as few people would say, simple.
Would you like some more?
She's fine for now.
It's fine for now.
We are the Galactic Federation. We are working together with the two of you as a team to spread the love and the light and the truth of who you are as beings of love and light. You can ask.
Okay, well, welcome. Yes, so this video is a bit more, I'm looking for more advice. We jokingly call things homework when you teach us how to live as God. And so I wanted to have a video that just talked about this, and I'll just read it to you. So I'd like to talk again about living as a creator with an emphasis on experiencing things with purpose. At different times, including in our last session about being present, we have spoken about doing things or choosing to do things from the frequency of our true self first. This is something I'm trying to be mindful of and practice until it's ingrained as an automatic part of who I am. Can you talk more about the importance of being the frequency of our true self first and then taking action or making decisions from that frequency compared to from a lower frequency?
It changes your whole experience, you see. Everything around you, it's energy, as you know, and so you are. Energy creates frequency that align to its own energy. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Acting like a magnet, let's say. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
We want to say if it's clear.
Yes, it's clear.
So, you are creators. You came to experience creation, you see, to create and to experience that you desire to experience through a human life. The physical aspect, you see. Because you, in essence, are more than what you can physically see, as you know. So in order to have a better experience in this reality, it is very important to align the side of you that you can't see, but you are aware enough to know that it is you, which is light or energy, both, let's say. And align with that physical side of you, which is your human side, you see. So this physical aspect of you, it's a vehicle, right? That is allowing, let's say, your soul or your true self to experience things through those eyes of your physical aspect in order to experience the physical place that you are in. That physical side of you aligns with that physical reality, you see. It's a vehicle in order to experience things there where you are. So, that truth being that you are, the truthness, to say, is that a correct word?
Yeah, the trueness of your being, yeah.
Yes, that you are is love. It's light, and that light, it's energy, you see. And that energy carries certain frequency, you see. And you can convert it or feel it as love, as happiness, as peace, as satisfaction, feeling grateful, you see. So when you align with yourself, a lot of your kind who are teaching these concepts use the words align, you see. And when in other words mean to become one with those aspects that you are, not only experience through that physical side of you in your daily life, but align to the non-physical side of you, you see, which is light and love. Your people call in different ways: soul, spirit, you see, energy, infinite intelligence. They call us that too, you see, which is you. In reality, it's you, because we are all one, you see. So align means connecting to that part of you that you might not be able to physically see, you see, but you are aware that you are. So when you connect to that side of you, you see, and you start experiencing through those eyes of that true being that you are, you experience life differently. And because things that you experience are based on different frequencies, you see. That's why some people might be on the same place, having the same meal, let's say, in a gathering. And some people might agree that the taste is good. Some other people might not like it. Some people might find that it is different, you see, because they can perceive and they can experience the meal according to where they are at as well.
They're different frequencies.
Yes. So it is important to align with your true self, to experience from that point of view, because the experience are going to be according to what you desire, you see. When you have the intention, when you know who truly you are, and that you actually have control over your creations, you see. Regardless whether the situation, you might say, well, but I didn't really like this situation, didn't want to experience this, and I don't have control over, because it includes other people, you see. However, even by being in that frequency that you are going to get the best out of that situation, you see. Because if you were in a lower frequency, the experience, it has a potential. Anything you experience that you created has a potential, you see. So you're going to match to that potential of that situation you are in. If you're in a low frequency, let's say on a certain frequency, your experience is gonna match to that, you see, because frequency, it's energy, and you are attracted, or you are like a magnet, you see. You are emitting certain energy, and the situation of people and others are also emitting certain energy, you see. So what's gonna happen is, because there are many potentials as well of what it could happen, you are going to adjust according to the reception that you're emitting, according to the light that you're emitting. You are going to align with the energy of the situation that match with yours. It's like the situation itself is going to adjust to yours for you to be able to match with your, and help you to experience that situation in that way that you're at, you see, in that frequency that you are at. That makes sense?
Yes, it does.
So therefore, when you are aware that everything around is energy, including yourself, and that energy comes from that light that you are, you see, and that love, and you start creating from that, guess what? You're going to experience situations, and your creations are going to be created from that point of view of your true self. Therefore, it's gonna be more is going to be suitable for your frequency. If you're feeling love, if you're feeling happy, well, you're going to experience those situations if you believe so, you see. And you should if you are in that frequency. Doesn't mean that you might necessarily be thinking about something in particular that you want to experience, you see, in that moment. It could work, but it doesn't have to, because you are in alignment with that being that you are. Does that make sense?
It does. So then you're attracting things from that high frequency, things that you would like and enjoy.
Exactly. And a lot of your clients might say, well, I feel happy today, and this happened to me. You see, I feel happy today. I was happy until this person came along and told me this. Now I'm unhappy. You see, how could I have attracted that? You see.
Yeah.
But what happens there is that in a lot of cases, you're not aware from where the happiness that you're feeling is coming from. When people are starting to become awakened and to know about this, they force themselves quite a lot. You see, it's like, I have to be happy. It's like, I don't have to think about it. I really have to be happy, you see. Or I have to feel good because I need to get that thing I want.
Yeah.
Or, but you think something bad. You say, no, I don't have to think that. Otherwise, I'm not going to attract what I want, you see.
Yep.
And then the next day, you just, when you are awake, I say, I'm happy. And you just go and you just try to be happy, you see. But that's coming from a different point of view, rather than that true being that you are, you see, because you are forcing it. You are saying, I'm going to feel this way in order to get this. I'm going to feel this way in order to experience this, you see. I have to. I must to. Rather than saying, it feels good when I am truly me. It feels good when I can see through the eyes of love and light. It feels great to be, let's say, a spirit or a soul in a physical vehicle, experiencing this reality that I chose to be. Wow. You see.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I had some issues at work, but guess, that's also an experience. Okay, that guy looked at me very bad. He doesn't like me. But you know what? I like him. Because I can see why he doesn't like me, you see. And even if you don't, you say, well, you see, he's also energy like me. And I'm in a certain energy, let's say a frequency, because I am experiencing from my true being. And guess what? I don't mind if he doesn't like me, because I like him. He's just me in another soul. You see, we are coming from the same place, and we are the same thing. We are creators, and he's creating his own reality. And he is seeing me in the way where he's able to see me from because of the frequency he's at. You see?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter, because I know that with sending him love and truly feeling that, he's going to start notice the energy around me too at some point. You see? He must start thinking that, hey, you know what? She was actually nice today. You see?
Yeah.
Just as an example.
Yeah.
So when you want to experience life from that being that you truly are, regardless of what you are experiencing, you are going to get the best out of that situation according to how much you allow. By allow with mean being present, by be thankful with your doubts when you have a worries, and say, okay, worry, okay, doubt, I understand where you're coming from. Now that I'm aware, I'll let you go and become in peace with that, you see. And that means you're allowing yourself to experience situations from a better frequency, you see. When you're as we said, being present, letting go, you see, of your worries and so, because by that means you're trusting, you are acknowledge them, you see. It's okay, that was your function, your purpose. I felt this tightness in my tummy, or I had those thoughts, but that's okay. Now you have done your work because I am aware of this. Now I'll let you go because I trust. Who I trust in my own self. And if that is too hard to do because you're not completely aware of the creator that you are, you can say, I trust my higher self, you see. I trust, some people like to say they trust their guides, you see. They like to look from something external out of them in order to allow them to believe that it's possible. And what we want you to know is that external, you put in your faith, let's say I trust, it is you. And therefore, you put the trust on yourself. And put the trust on yourself. You can talk to yourself, you see. Because your guides, your higher self, any other names that you might have, that your species might have, for that, they are all you. You see, the thing is that you're not aware of who you are. They know who you are, and they know that you are a part of them, but hey, you are having an experience in a physical body. You see, it's about you becoming aware of that reality, and then start experiencing through those eyes, because life is going to feel different. You're going to see life differently. You're going to enjoy, you see, different. And when something bad comes up, as your people say bad, you see, something that we like to say, something that you might not wanted to experience, you see, in that way. It has been because you have allowed it, but doesn't matter. You become, when you are in that, like, in that frequency of your true self, that energy, and it feels good, and something comes up, you see, that you might not like because of the frequency of where you were at before, maybe doesn't mean that because you were in a certain state, it's gonna keep coming up, you see, because now you're not in that, you see. But if something comes up, it's because you have allowing it. Okay?
Yeah.
There is a bit of doubt there, and you might not be able to see. You see?
Yes.
Some thoughts that you might not be aware of. Hey, but that's okay. If you have the experience, instead of go, oh damn it, I was feeling so good, now why did this happen? Rather than saying that, just look at the situation in alignment, you see, with that being that you truly are, and say, hey, okay, this unpleasant situation happened. I would have preferred it in a different way. Maybe I haven't experienced it yet how I would like to, but it could come because I am a creator and I want to experience it in the best way that is suitable for me. You see? And okay, situation, let's say, I didn't feel too good about this, but thank you, because I'm aware that I allow you in, you see. I match it with you somehow. We don't have to get into details. So now I'm okay with it, okay? This is a training for me, you see. So I let you go. I'm not gonna get upset or angry or anything like that. You don't even have to say that. Just don't feel it, because you are as you know, are free to choose your emotions and stay in that high being that you are, in that frequency that you are, by choice. So don't give, let's say, your power away to the situation and say, oh, if you didn't come along, I would be happy. You see, rather bless the situation, but you say it might be so bad. You see, yeah, I wouldn't like, look what happened, my car break down, you see, or I had to pay more bills that I didn't expect it. Or even a family member die, you see, anything. You say, but I was feeling so good today, you see. Just remember that regardless of that what situation you are experiencing, you are going to experience it from where you are at. Yes. You see, so yes, of course, in that case of a family that it's very painful for you humans. You see, and you go through the grieving process, and you might feel anger, and then you might feel guilty. You see, you might feel you wish you could have done more, etc., etc. But when you're looking through the eyes that you are, you know that everything you do was the best you could have done at the time, because you have certain awareness. You see, you might have been aware of certain things, but not fully of yourself, and becoming in peace with that and saying, well, it is just another experience. The person had another experience, now has left that reality, you see, and it's up to the being what to experience next. You see, but realizing that that person is energy as you, and he had an experience like you see, but now it's the start of another experience for them, if they choose so. You see, so therefore see how it feels different.
It does.
And you can welcome them into other realities, you see, but say, okay, you just left there, hey, but even though I'm still having an experience here on earth, I want to say to you, well, that might not make too much sense in the way how we're saying it, but like, hey, welcome to other realities, you see, or welcome to that belief that you have, because you might experience it now wherever you are. You see, so you can actually talk, let's say, and because it's energy, it's going to the other being might be able to feel it, let's say. We don't want to go into much detail about that. But what we want to say is that the important thing is from what you're looking at.
Yes.
And you are going to feel different, because you are going to understand that life, let's say, it's a game, you see. It's not truly, let's say, a game of competition. It's not a game of competition. Actually, it's not. It's about you making your own game in order to experience things in the way how you want. So rather than a game, let's say, we're just trying to find better words,
like a playground to play in.
Yes, it is a playground, you see, because you, once you are awake and you know who you truly are, you start creating, not by default, you see. You start creating with awareness, with intention, and you start experiencing things in that way and accepting only that, because you say, as a creator, I create. So what we want to say then, alignment is unifying. As you know, we use the word so we can find, you see. So that's why sometimes we might say something that we might try to say it in a different way.
That's okay.
So it is about putting these two part of you together in order to allow you to experience your creations from that being that you are, love and light, rather than just that physical side of you that you see yourself as. Let's say as Dak, you see, let's say as Stephanie. But rather than seeing that, connected with your spirit, as you say, or that light that you are, and then have the awareness, since you are light and love, you as a light are going to experience this reality through a vehicle. You say it's like when you want to go to point A to B. You see, in your reality, what do you use? Could be a car or a bus, and so you see. So you know where you want to go, and you know where you are. So you just take your car and go there. You see. So same thing. Let's say you know who you are. You know you are light, and you know what you want to create, and therefore you use this physical vehicle to experience that creation, which means going to point B.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
It does.
When you're not truly in that frequency, let's say, or aware of who you are in a way allowing many other aspects of yourself to decide for you, to experience things in a certain way, you see, rather than you consciousness, rather than you with your awareness choosing what to experience, choosing what to create. When your frequencies are up and down all the time, let's say, or you're not aware of this, you might know this, but you might not apply it or try to apply it. You are letting your one side of you, which is your emotions, take control. You see, your environment as well will dictate how you experience life if you become one with that. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Or your maybe only your physical side of you, you see, as well, and many other aspects, your so-called ego, you see. So therefore you are giving all this part of you, like these, let's say, workers, to run your company, rather than you being in charge. And respecting what are their functions, of course, and appreciating the roles, but at the same time making sure that they just work according to what they're supposed to. Rather, not trying to take one, not allowing one to move, let's say, up, and the other one too, and trying to fight for that, you see, for a better position, let's say, and be in charge. Rather, you as the one in charge, you are making sure that they stay where they're supposed to. Let's say, you see. So when you are not in a line with that being that you are allowing your emotions, sometimes, a lot of the time, for your kind, to take over you. And therefore whatever you experience are going to match to that frequency according to the emotion, you see. You might feel a little bit happy now, but then hey, you saw something in the news, you didn't like it, or someone sent you something that you didn't like it, and that put a lot of momentum. You see, you created enough of a certain frequency, and therefore you start creating from that frequency. And then you start reacting, you see, because now you start seeing through the eyes of that emotion, as we have talked. So therefore you start living and experiencing from that, and then you start complaining, you see, and you cannot see why it has happened. Another thing is your environment, you see. You leave it to your environment to dictate, let's say, how to live. You see, so well, I can't do much because I live in this, because this is how it works, because etc. You see, so therefore you put in your own limitations as well. And you can also do that a lot, even with simple things such as weather. You see, you get happy, yes, when it's summer, and then it starts raining, and you start complaining, and you start saying, oh, this F rain, you see, I can't get out, I can go out, I can't do things, or you might just not like it. It feels like miserable, and you say, I hate this, you see, and then you're putting that attention on that beautiful weather that also has its purpose, you see. So you put in a different, focusing on that weather from a different point of view, which therefore you go into that frequency of that feeling that you are experiencing, you see. Some people might not even care too much, you see, but some other people do. But rather than if you're seeing from that being that you are, you might also be appreciating that weather, that rain, you see, because you might say, well, it is good for the trees, you see, a little bit of drink, you can say, a little bit of water for them. Yeah, it might be a little bit harder for me to move from one place to another, but hey, the humans are incredible that they created different things like the umbrella, you see. You start appreciating things, and you might say, well, now I can use that. You might feel different, but hey, this is a different experience, you see. I have enjoyed the sun, and I have enjoyed walking in the sun, and now I can even appreciate it more because, it feels great. But hey, this is a different experience too, you see. And I'm getting experience from that. And I said, well, I'm thankful. I know that my pants might be a little bit wet, you see, my shoes and so, you see. But also the weather has helped me to have another experience, you see. And therefore you start just being okay with it. Even though you might think it's not too pleasant, but you are okay with it, you see. And you start things, everything from a different point of view, regardless of how your people classify small and big, regardless of that.
It's a beautiful mindset to be in, and as you said, like the rain, it may not entirely be pleasant, but it is the best it will be. If you're in that higher state of as your true self, you will experience it as the best experience for you, isn't it? So but yes, that's something. It's all. I want to practice all of that because, of course, it feels almost natural to, if you're angry, you're then creating from anger, or if you've got an ego, you're creating from ego, which is all the sort of the wrong reasons. It's about saying, who am I first, and having that awareness. Where am I creating from? I'm creating from my true self, and everything is good.
And do that because you know that you are here to experience. You're here to create everything that is around you, every experience, regardless whether you might like it or not. You have allowed it and you have created. You might say, but I don't have power over these people or this situation. That is true, you see. But because they are also creators, they also created a situation, and you have much in order to experience it together.
Yes.
You see. Now, even though that could be the experience, and even though they might be from a different frequency, if you remain and experience things through that being that you are, you're going to get the best out of that situation, that experience.
The best.
Because you are not matching with the frequency where they are at, you are matching with the potential of the best, let's say, the best potential according to your frequency of that situation. You see.
That's it. That best potential.
So that could be something very simple, you might say. You see, like if you're having breakfast with someone, do you see that you've been trying to avoid or something, and then you just go say, I really don't want to see them, I really don't want to go, I really this, really that, but I have to. Now you're putting yourself already in a certain frequency, and you're going to experience, and then you might order eggs, you might order a bread, you see, or a drink, and then they took so long for your drink, and then your bread was burnt, and then your egg wasn't as how you want it. It was raw, and you didn't want it that way, you see. And you said, why this happened to me? And then you start complaining to the person, you see, to the waitress, let's say. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want this way, whatever it is. But you already are building up that frequency, you see, staying in that frequency, and therefore you are getting things according to that.
Yes.
Something that's very simple as that, you see.
Yes.
Rather than saying, okay, let's say, in the same scenario. Yep. Okay, I have felt this way towards this person, that I don't like it. Why is that? And then you go into that being that you are, love and light, and you say, hey, that person that I thought I didn't like is actually also me, you see. Might have certain behaviors or attitudes that doesn't match with mine, but hey, I chose to be how I am. And other people might find that my behavior is annoying, or they might not like it, but hey, who doesn't like me? I'm adorable. You see. However, maybe someone doesn't like that, and that's okay, you see. So if this person have a different attitude that doesn't resonate with me, but I still have to be in contact with that person for X reasons, you see, could be business or could be anything that is, you see. And actually that person is not how I think it is, you see. That just bringing out that bad aspect of them. What if I focus on something good about them? You see, you say, well, they're actually hard workers. They actually did help me last week, you see, whatever it is. And you say, well, since I am love and light, I want to see that person through that love and light that they are, regardless whether they know it or not. You see. And then that is putting the intention, and then you might start appreciating certain things of the person that you didn't know, because you are looking at that person now through different eyes. And then you are saying, okay, I'm gonna go and have breakfast, you see, and I'm gonna give the best of me, because I am love and light, and I'm gonna be this being that I am regardless. And you go with that attitude, you see. And you feel okay with the person because you are already in a different frequency, and you're going to start bringing things differently. Maybe at first you might put a bit of resistance because of those old thoughts will be in your head trying to come in up front, you see, trying to remind you. But as you become more aware and more connected to your true self, you are going to start creating from that point of view. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense. It's definitely something, as I said, I want this to be automatic and ingrained, like who I am, you know, rather than having to be so aware.
And if it is not as what your people would like, as fast as possible to say, do not worry, because time does not truly exist, as you know. It might do in your reality, but just remember and think from where you are at when you're having the experience.
Yes.
And when you want to be in that true being that you are, think about what you wanted, you see, because that also is going to affect your frequency. Let's say if you just want it because I've been listening about all of this, and they say that you only get through happiness, you say something like that, and you just you sort of half-hearted, as people say, then you're going to experience from that. It might feel better than before because at least you're giving that go. That's great, you see. Just be then happy with that, enjoy that, even though you might feel okay, I'm not sure. However, don't be surprised if you start experiencing things that match that vibration. It might be better than being up here starting angry, so it's gonna feel better, you see, and that might even help you to truly believe that you are one with your with the creator, because that's who you are. And therefore it's just gonna start getting better, and that's what a lot of times happen, you see.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
So do not punish yourself and do not feel bad if you do that, but just think about where you are at when you're experiencing in your daily life, every hour, and so when all the time, you see, becoming more aware, train yourself to become aware because it feels good, not because, oh, I have to.
Yes.
You see.
Yeah.
Because you are free to choose what you want to, how you want to be. You see. And then if you just not completely there, let's say, with your true self, with applying the knowledge, but it's like, I'm gonna give it a go, things like that, at least it's something, you see. And then you're gonna start getting things or experiencing things through that frequency, and that might be something good in order to allow you to believe a bit more and going more up and up.
Yeah.
You see. But just remember that that's important too. Why you want to feel happy? Just because this is who I am. You see.
Yeah.
Because it feels good to feel love. It feels great to feel happy with myself, with my body, with my food, with my clothes, with the people around me, with my bed, with my house, with my dog, with my parents, with the trees around me, with the air I breathe, with the water I drink. You see, with the little spiders that I see around that sometimes freak me out, let's say. I'm still sending love because I know they're also experiencing being the spiders, same as I am experiencing being human. You see.
Yeah.
So therefore, when you become in line with yourself, with the true being that you are, and start experiencing from love, that energy, and people might say, how do I feel? How do I know if I'm connected with myself? Because it feels you. It feels, you might not even know why do you feel this way. It is a knowing that you are a creator. It is a knowing that you came here to experience your creations and life itself. And therefore, if you want to translate it into feelings, into emotions, you feel happy. You feel joy, you feel peace, just feel calm. You see, you're happy with your present. And that's when you also focus on your present, you see.
Yes.
You start enjoying more what it is. It just feels good. Whatever the specific emotion it is that you're feeling, it just feels good, you see. You feel connected, you feel loving, you see, you're loving everything, and you feel great.
That's really good.
That is when you want to create from the true being that you are.
Yeah.
Other beings might choose the opposite, you see. They might, for them, they want to create from other emotions, you see, and they might feel good about that, you see. But that's because they are allowing other parts of their being to be in charge,
Yes.
like the ego and so. And they might not try to crave from the side of love that they truly are, because a lot of times could be because they have lived certain experiences and they say, why would I do that when life was cruel to me, when I have experienced this, when I have experienced that, you see. When in reality, they have aligned themselves as well, you see, to those situations.
Yep.
And also those situations could have been for something to learn, you see.
Yes.
They have put themselves through that in order to learn something. But at the moment, they might not be able to see that, you see. But when they allow it and they open up the mind, they know that it could have been something greater from that experience.
Yes.
So in order to create from what you want, in order to create what you truly want to experience, and that happiness, you see, and enjoy life to the to the best, let's say, as you people say.
Mm.
Become one with that you are, with that light that you are, with that energy, you see, that you are, that love, and incorporate that part of you to your daily life.
Yes. Yes.
Experience that through your physical vehicle, of course. Connect with your body, you see, but experience through that true being that you are, rather than just from your physical side, from your human side.
Yeah.
Also be thankful with your body. You see, become one with your be thankful to your brain, you see, to your mind, that always trying to help you, regardless whether you think it's good or bad. But now it's time to train them.
Yes. Practice.
It's trying to say, well, now that I know who I am, and I'm gonna align with that being that I am, but not allowing that human side of me to become in charge, let's say. Rather, it's me, as if you want to call yourself spirit, you see, it's me as a spirit, as a light, as a light experiencing. Then body, I'm gonna tell you that this is what I need, you see. I don't need more of my ego now. Thank you, ego, but you can have a rest. You have done enough. You have helped me. You have served me, you see, and you might still do every now and then, I know. And when you do it, I know that is for me to focus on something that I have maybe forgotten about, you see, or not paying attention too much. But then once I become aware and I say that you can go and have a rest, then that's it. You're not able, let's say, to come back just whenever you think, you see. You can have a rest. I'm very thankful with you, but now I am in charge.
Yeah.
And so it is.
Yeah. That's really wonderful. Thank you.
Any question?
No, that's really wonderful. As I said, it's there. I'd like to just keep watching this one over and over, just to remind myself every day that this has to be put into practice. It is exercise.
It is.
Yeah, and then it'll become ingrained over time.
Because you are experiencing life now.
Absolutely.
And it's always now.
Okay, yeah, so we need to be aware of how we are right now. And, okay, well, thank you very much.
This being is feeling happy.
That's good. It was a really great video. I'm really happy with that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll end the session now and we'll talk again soon.
We talk soon.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
And thanks to all your thanks to all the human beings who are having these experiences, you see, who are creating, and at the same time are waking up, let's say. They are allowing us in, you see, beings from many other places, you see, and they are applying this information and many other let's say information from different sources too, you see.
Yes.
We are all one.
Yes.
And we live you now in the love and the light that we are.
Thank you so
we are
much.
All of us.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Talk soon.
Talk soon.
She has ended the question. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.